make sure to check out our sponsor, Cell Phone Buyers Recyclers. They want to buy your cell phone old, broken, or you're just trying to get rid of it. You can contact them right at the number on the screen, text or call. Also, their social media and website is in the description if that's more convenient. If you share their social media accounts on social media, get a chance to win an iPhone. Go check them out. All right, Matt Ryan appeared on Part of My Take podcast. He was with Big Cat from PFT, Pro Football Talk. That's his podcast. Matt Ryan is self-proclaimed the best quarterback in the NFC South. Let's talk about it. Hit that subscribe button, bell icon button, share the videos. And he was an MVP 4 years ago. Seemed like forever. I never really thought he was that good. I mean, Atlanta provided him with everything. Solid defense, solid special teams, really good offensive players. Through his tenure, he had Michael Turner, who was doing well. He had Devontae Freeman, Tevin Coleman, Julio, Calvin Ridley. He had way more weapons at his dispense than Michael Vick did, And, to me, he just the third best quarterback in the division. I would say Tom, Drew, and then him. And it's not a lifetime achievement award. I just don't think Matt Ryan is that good. Never did. I always thought my quarterback, Matthew Stafford, was better than him. Matt Ryan just been surrounded by a better organization. Thomas Dimitroff was able to put a lot of talent around Matt Ryan. He had a good coach in Kyle Shanahan as the offensive coordinator. And once Kyle Shanahan left, that offense wasn't even right ever again. Steve Sarkisian went right. He can't find a way to get Julio the ball in the red zone. Matt Ryan is one of the most overrated quarterbacks, and they're gonna try to put him. They're gonna try to put him in the Hall of Fame. He don't deserve to be in the Hall of Fame. You know what I'm saying? He got the numbers due to the NFL changing the rules, where you can't really hit a defensive receiver with defensive receiver rule. You can't even the 5-yard chuck rule. You can't bump and run or press past 5 yards. He benefited from this era. If Marino was in this era, I guarantee Marino probably dropped 6 racks and probably 40-something touchdowns a season easily. Same thing for Joe Montana, Steve Young. We can keep going on and on with the great quarterbacks that had to play in the hard era where, your receiver can get messed up and they actually can hit the quarterback. You only can hit the quarterback within the strike zone. I think that's above the knee and to here. You know what I'm saying? So Matt Ryan has really benefited from the era he played in. Matt Ryan played in another era. Matt Ryan wouldn't have near the numbers that he had. Had Matt Ryan played on another football team that didn't surround him with as much talent as he had been surrounded with, he would be irrelevant. You know what I'm saying? He played for the Redskins. He'd probably be out with Sam Bradford drinking mojitos at some fucking bar. Let's just keep it real. So, for him to even put himself in that breath, you wasn't better than either one of them last year, in my opinion. You put Matt Ryan on New England Patriots last year, they probably don't even make the playoffs. All right? Drew Brees ain't shit to write home about. Drew Brees, he ain't got no arm no more. He can't throw over 20 yards. His arm is gone. So that's why Michael Thomas got to catch all them 5 and 10-yard passes because Drew Brees can't go down the field no more. You know what I'm saying? So you ain't even got to defend the deep ball, especially late in the year versus New Orleans. All you got to do is play tight and defend everything up underneath. That's why they went to more of a run and play action type offense, and they throw into Kamara in the flats. That's why they went to that type of offense. Drew Brees can't chuck it down the field no more. That arm is whack. Tom Brady, I feel like he still got an arm. You know what I'm saying? I feel like he's still playing at a high level. I just think New England didn't surround him with enough talent. People talk, Tom falling off. Who did he have? Sonny Michel fell off last. He didn't really do well last year. James, whatever the dude named James White, he really just a scat back. No Gronkowski, no Aaron Hernandez. Well, y'all get what I'm saying. No second good tight end. It kind of cracked me up for a minute. I'm sorry. But, Josh Gordon didn't really produce last year. And he had to beat up Edelman. He didn't have no weapons. This year, it should really tell if Tom Brady fell off. Mike Evans, Cameron Brate, O.J. Howard, Chris Godwin, one of the better receivers in the league. So, Matt Ryan is tripping. But you're supposed to believe it. If you don't believe it, who else supposed to believe it? So, he's one of, I think you talk about Teddy Bridgewater, I just think Teddy Bridgewater is a glorified game manager. I don't think Teddy Bridgewater will ever reach the pinnacle that Matt Ryan has. But I think he's the third best, but he the youngest out of the latter two I named, or the first two I named. And I believe that, he can rise. He can sit here and be the best in the division, but his arm ain't too good neither. So he getting up there in age. His arm wasn't never that good to begin with. Now you take Mohamed Sanu, so now it's Julio and whoever they running back is at this point. So that talent that when they window was there, when they beat the Seahawks, and then they eventually did go to the Super Bowl, and they missed that shot. I think that team is over with. I don't see Matt Ryan. Probably reaching it again. This is probably the best year for him. But they just don't have the talent that they used to. They got rid of Vic Beasley. Desmond Trufant was garbage. I don't know why the Lions picked him up. But I just don't think they really got the talent that they usually had. But the talent they do got is plentiful. You know what I'm saying? If they get whoever their running back is, well, I don't know at this point. I know Ito Smith is back there. I think they might have drafted one. They get some production from the run game. I think Austin Hooper moved on to Arizona. Somebody else they lost. They lost Taylor Gabriel a few years ago. Chicago cut him. They lost Mohamed Sanu, traded him to New England. They lost Vic Beasley. Grady Jarrett's still doing his thing. So that team is kind of in a transition. They kind of are on a rebuild at the fly. So unless Matt Ryan step his game up a lot, and whoever their running back is step their game up a lot, and whoever the tight end is able to step in, and their defense able to play a lot better, which they play a lot better down the stretch. Last year, Tack McKinley and them boys, I just see them as a team as a rebuild on the fly. I don't think it's a total rebuild, because if it is a total rebuild, with Matt Ryan, it's like, he's 35 years old. He probably got another two good years left at this level he's playing at, and he just suffered an injury last year. So, like I said before, I think another year draft. I think they got 2 more drafts to get it together. But this is what happened when you got to pay Julio. This is what happened when you pay Freeman and you got to cut him to save cap. And you play Matt Ryan, you lose to Coleman's, you lose to Hoopers, you got to lose to Sanus, you lose to Beasleys. So their hope is in Trufant. That was the end of an era. This new Atlanta team that they throwing out there now, it's gonna have a lot of young guys step up. We got a lot of talent still. This next 2-year window, this window in particular this year, if they're able to put some things together, some young guys step up, some replacements step up, they can easily make a Super Bowl run, to be honest, because it's nothing really out there in the NFC. You know what I'm saying? Who's the supreme ruler? You expect the Rams' reign to be over with. 49ers, they shot usually the Super Bowl loser, go in and have a bad second year. You seen that with the Rams last year, following year, excuse me. The 49ers will have a bad following year. You seen that with the Rams last 2 seasons ago now. You look at Seattle, they there. The Cowboys, really not dependable. The Eagles kind of put some receivers there, but with Carson Wentz healthy, are you really fair to them? The New Orleans and Tampa Bay, they older teams. Drew Brees can't throw down the field. He bound to get injured or get pulled at some point. He ain't never been that good to begin with. People always overhyped him. He loses a lot of big games. And then you're looking at Aaron Rodgers. Can he, got one more good magical year left in him? Or is it, time to get injured again? And Green Bay really didn't surround him with a lot of talent. It really hinges on Aaron Jones. In the running back, they took A.J. Dillon and Devin Funchess to really be the difference in the rookie tight end, the tight end drafted last year. Minnesota, they lost a lot of talent. Do Kirk Cousins scare you? No. So the NFC is wide open. Anybody can jump out there, especially with a few injuries. They can go from first or worst in the division to top. But really, you're looking at Seattle, looking at the 2 veterans quarterbacks, Drew Brees and the Saints, Tom and Tampa, which their season can easily go the other way with them being older and probably more injury-prone teams. So you're looking at Philly, Dallas. You can never count on Dallas. You can never count on Philly with the quarterback position. Chicago. Anybody can jump up there and be the man. Arizona could be a wild card this year, but I wouldn't bank on it. I think people are going to have a second look at that air raid offense. So, I look forward to seeing the season, man. But Matt Ryan supposed to believe he the best, and I wouldn't put it past him if he had the best statistical season. He is the youngest, most proven former MVP quarterback in the division. Still got a Julio. Still got Calvin Ridley. You know what I'm saying? Still got a good coach. They still got a good GM. Owner's pretty good, Arthur Blank, as far as, trying to build a team. But what happened to Atlanta was they had to pay some people when they missed their window, when they beat Seattle and lost to the 49ers in the NFC Championship game. I believe that was. And then when they lost to New England and had the 28-3 lead, their window was closed. So now they have to make a rebuild on the fly, and I think they got a two-year window for that. So, he may very well be the best quarterback in the division. We're not talking about career accomplishments. If Brady is truly old and it's over for him, and Brees really can't throw over 20 yards at the end of the season, I mean, I don't expect Teddy Bridgewater and the Panthers to do much. So I think it's really, really rational that Matt Ryan might be the best statistical quarterback in the division. And to win that division, it might be 8-8, 9-7. They put an additional playoff team in each conference, so it's only one bye now. So I don't think it's that far-fetched, because he's still pretty much, in his prime, or coming out of his prime. And Drew Brees and Tom Brady and seeing their best footballs, and Teddy Bridgewater, I don't think anybody is worried about him. But I can see Atlanta being a surprise team. Some of these young guys stepping up and helping them produce. So if that's the case for Atlanta, that they able to get something from the running game, and if I was Atlanta, let me give you a piece of advice for some of the fans. I'm a Lion fan. I've seen it all. 0-16, never winning the NFC North title. But if I'm looking at Atlanta, you know what I'm saying, where there's no expectations this year, that's when a quarterback like Matt Ryan thrives the best. When there's no expectations, I would probably drop a bag on Matt Ryan and the Falcons to win the division. I think, many times the worst team in that division usually wins it. They have no hype. There's no pressure. And you put no pressure and no hype on Matt Ryan, you probably look the best Matt Ryan this year. He probably right. He probably look the best Matt Ryan this year. The Falcons kind of figured it out down the stretch last year. That's why Dan Quinn got to retain his job. They got more familiarity there outside of New Orleans. So I wouldn't put it past Atlanta. I think Atlanta really could be I think Matt Ryan could repeat his MVP. $100 get you $4,400. Betting on him as MVP. I can see Atlanta putting it together this year because there's no expectations, no pressure. You know what I'm saying? And the offense might look a little bit more, depending on who their running back is, who I can't remember. It might look a bit more run control. If they run the ball more in Atlanta and play action, simplify stuff, and kind of have Matt Ryan manage the clock a little bit more, and the defense able to stop the run and get the passer a bit, Atlanta might be that team because Brady old, he can go down at any minute. Gronk old. Tampa don't do well protecting the quarterback. They pass defense not that good. New Orleans, they're going to be vilified all season for what Drew Brees said. And on top of that, Drew Brees don't have an arm. Kamara playing for a contract. And it just didn't see him have the same effect since Mark Ingram left last year. But Latavius Murray was doing well when he was gone. So maybe if they can find the balance between Murray and Kamara. But, in Panthers, I'm not scared of Matt Rule and Teddy Bridgewater. I think they took a step back. So I can see Atlanta, conquering the division. But hey, let me know what you guys think. Don't forget me on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. Reach out to the Twitter if you have a business question, require sponsorship, video question, then Instagram and Facebook. In that order is the way you get in touch with me. We have a Facebook group as well. So check all the links. Want to make a donation to the channel, Cash App, PayPal, description. Those links there. Best way to donate, share the video. Let me know what you guys think about what Matt Ryan said in the comment section one time for the one time we gone.